Hey Randy, could we get a round of beers?
Absolutely.
So today, this is a really exciting listing we're going to showcase. I'm here with Brandon and Randy in the Paddocks at the Little Bamboo. Yes, there is another big bamboo on Hilton Head Island, hidden in this wonderful house in the Paddocks. Brandon, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
You too, Tristan. Thank you, man.
So tell me the story of the Little Bamboo. How did this inspiration come to you to build this bar?
Well, not to sound corny, but I'm a big World War II fan. And not that I'm a fan of war, but I'm a fan of the Greatest Generation. And that generation literally saved the world. And I thought I'd just copy you and the Big Bamboo and make this Little Bamboo as a tribute to the Greatest Generation that saved the world. And I named it the Fighting Squadron 17 Jolly Roger Pub. It was named after these guys, who are the highest scoring naval aviators of World War II, and plus they had a really cool logo, the skull and crossbones.
Very cool, very cool.
So, but again, that's the inspiration, and I completely ripped off your Big Bamboo.
Well, you did a wonderful job. Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
I'm very, very proud to be here today in this space. It's the perfect Little Bamboo. It's in much better condition than the Big Bamboo because you haven't had probably 1 million people come through over the last 20 years, which we've had, and you've been a big part of the Big Bamboo. You're our longest standing, you and Randy are our longest standing customers. You've had kids. I've had kids. When we bought the Big Bamboo, and I knew you back then, Lucas, my son, my first child was just born.
I remember that.
Knew you guys. You came in regularly, sat in a cage, had margaritas, and then you'd be like, Tristan, that plane's falling apart, let me help you out. And Brandon actually helped build a lot of the planes in there, right?
I didn't help, I built most of the planes in there.
You did build them.
And then I repaired them as they got banged up over the years. But that was
We've
a lot
had
of
two
fun.
fires, we've had, I don't know, things happen, and leaks and that kind of thing. Just the wear and tear.
Yeah. And
you've kept us in good shape over there. But this really is pristine. What an incredible, fun pub to have in your own house. I mean, I'm really jealous of whoever ends up in this house. And I'm sure you're going to be very sad to leave it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do another one. So this bar can either stay or go. And but the good thing is the potential buyers, I'm willing to work with them, and I can transition this to whatever they want.
We're not doing that. This bar is staying for the right buyer that comes in and really appreciates the Little Big Bamboo. So, there's so much thought, detail, care, and just good energy in this room. I've been to parties here. I mean, who gets a pub in their own house with 8 seats? You know, you get your boys to come over or your girls, whatever, and just have fun. The right buyer is coming for this house, so that's not even a conversation.
If you say so.
I absolutely say so. Right, Ryan? We talked about how the pub was named. Any other, memorable pieces in here?
Yes, that wall. That wall has some history behind it. All those wood planks were from our boardwalk that went out to what we call Krabby Island in the Paddocks.
Oh, yeah.
And Krabby Island goes out a long boardwalk out to this little teeny island, and we call it Krabby Island because all the fiddler crabs are all around there. And you can see it's on Jarvis Creek. Beautiful view out there, and everyone walks out there. It's just gorgeous, and you can see the crazy crab out there. Well, Hurricane Matthew rolled through here in 2016 and literally ripped up that boardwalk and took it for a ride down into the marsh. And I went out into the marsh and started to try to pry those boards apart. And with a little help from a friend, a mutual friend, the developer, Tim Wright, that had a backhoe and some heavy equipment, he helped me get those boards off. And I ran them through a planer after I dried them out at different settings to get some of the patina and get that nice looking variations in the wood. And some more, this tail and the wing behind Ryan. The story is, just when I was finishing up this bar, I was looking for some airplane parts. Well, where are you going to find World War II airplane parts? Everything came together like this bar, the airplane parts came on Facebook Marketplace just when I was finishing up.
Wow.
And this is a tail off an F-4U Corsair that the Jolly Rogers flew in World War II. And the wing is over there. And the story is, this is from a full-scale mock-up of an F-4U Corsair that was on the USS Yorktown. And then it made its way around Charleston and people chopped it up and it ended up on Marketplace at the perfect timing. And so I ran up there and got those pieces.
So another interesting fact, Brendan many of you may have experienced Brandon from a different perspective. He was the guy keeping you safe landing when you were flying into Savannah or Hilton Head. Pretty much that's been your career for the last 25, 30 years, right?
Yeah, I did 27 years with the FAA as air traffic controller, and then I did 2 years contract.
And you were at Hilton Head Airport and at Savannah before, right?
Yep, and some other airports before that.
Yep. This house at the Paddocks, 35 Hackney Pony. So I actually sold this house or this lot to these guys, and the reason we went for this lot was because we really felt it was one of the best lots in the community. What was it about this lot that attracted you and made you make the jump from that beautiful home in Hilton Head Plantation you had? It took me a while. I remember meeting you at the Big Bamboo a few nights. I'm like, you got to check out the Paddocks, this and this. And finally you came over and, you guys mulled it over for a while. But what was it about this particular property that you saw that made you pull the trigger?
Well, we loved Hilton Head Plantation, but we wanted a little bit more freedom, like having a golf cart, having a motorcycle. You can have that kind of freedom over here. And it's a wonderful community. But I remember you showing us this lot in 2014. It was the peekaboo views of the Intracoastal Waterway, and more importantly, the back view here of Lake Russell, and the horses, equestrian center in the background. That
was it.
That was the selling point.
I feel like this lot at the Paddocks is one of the most special lots. There's an open space directly behind. Walking distance, you can pretty much throw a stone off the back porch to the pool. You're far enough away where you don't really have to hear it, but you're right there, easy access to it. And then there's not really many saltwater lakes on Hilton Head. Maybe I don't know if there's any, but this is definitely one of them. And the view of that lake is really special and it's unique. And then there's actually a bonus living room in this house on the top floor, and looking out to the left side of the house, you actually see the Intercoastal. So very few homes have all of that, and it's really because you're on the end and you have the open space in front of you. So great job on pulling the trigger then, and I feel like the perfect buyer is going to roll up and appreciate the great things about this property and buy. So I'm Tristan O'Grady with Coast Brokered by eXp. 32 Hackney Pony Lane is just a very unique property, open space on 3 sides, salt water lake views, equestrian views, and some distant intracoastal views. 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, over 3,000 square foot with a 4-car garage and this bar and the workshop. Really an unbelievable property offered for $1.339. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Tristan.
Yeah,
appreciate it.